Suzhou Station, arriving soon.
John James Johnson injects the warmth of love into Suzhou's well-off and devotes himself to the road of charity for years.
Hello, my name is John Johnson. I'm a retired engineer. I'm from the United Kingdom and I arrived in Suzhou in 2009. This is my wife, Annie Tang. I was working in the desert in Abu Dhabi in 1995 and I went to the city to get some goods with a friend to buy some clothes. And the store that we went into was called BHS, or British Home Stores, where my future wife then was working, and basically that's how we met. We were living for a couple of years in the UK, and the plan was that we would spend a couple of years in the UK, then a couple of years in China, and back to the UK, and so on. But we found out that this really wasn't practical for the children's education at all. In fact, because the kids were surrounded by English children, they really didn't want to speak Chinese, and we knew that the children must have a strong Chinese education. So we returned to China for this.
我曾经在苏州07年来苏州的时候。买的那个房子，所以就觉得，哎，这个房子空在这，那不如我们就到苏州来看一眼。道路宽，都是绿化。
Suzhou then was very attractive. It was because one, you could see the sky, because the buildings were not so high. The roads were all new. The buildings, the shops and everything all looked really fantastic, but not many people there at all. So this seemed quite attractive when you compared it to where we lived in Shanghai, though we were very happy in Shanghai as well. But of course, a totally different place then compared to Suzhou. It's obviously getting easier to travel around in Suzhou with the metro system, the fast train links from Suzhou to all the main cities. Very easy to travel around on the buses, in the taxis, bicycles, everything. It's fine. The traffic is getting obviously a little busy, but Suzhou seemed to be taking care of that as well. So everything good. I'm happy with Suzhou, and I do class Suzhou as my first home. And if I had to spend the rest of my life in Suzhou, I'd be more than happy with this.
因为其实做慈善呢，在00年在英国的时候就在做，但是那个只是网上，一直到了09年，因为来了苏州，学校正好有，人家也知道这个 Jack Catherine 的妈妈很热心，然后呢就说，哎，正好学校有一个孩子得再生障碍性贫血，说能不能为他筹款。我说这个没问题啊，我在英国就跑步筹款，我们来做一场。然后这一次我才走进中国慈善。
Once she started to travel, especially to remote areas, of course I had to go with Annie. And if the kids were off school for holidays or something, we would take the kids also to the same place for their experience as well. So yes, so when I could, I would always travel with Annie as a type of security driver, porter and stuff like this.
哎，我们叫它 ATM 机，为什么叫它 ATM 机呢？因为他是家里唯一的挣钱的人，有了他的这个后台摇钱树的这个支持啊，所以我才可以继续嘛。
Sometimes it is too much because my wife is a workaholic and I am not a workaholic. So anybody that's worked with or been with workaholics know what the situation is. Every now and then it gets too much. But I really do support or try to support everything my wife does, because I do believe in what she does. And if I can ever help her, of course I do.
他也知道我从也不去做美容，对吧？我也不是说一定要有高档的车，我对车我们才买个10万块钱的小车开开。最重要的是什么？我认为 we saw the children's changing, the kids we helped changed, the life changed. So it's also kind of driving force.
Oh, for sure. Well, for sure,
就是
yeah.
像我们看到了我们资助的孩子通过这么多年他们的人生改变。